so crazy, it's hard to believe what's on this journey. Let us see. Aliens have landed, run away in fear. How deep is the rabbit hole? We'll find out this year. Sasquatch mating seems to be the norm, along with crazy death and markings in the corn. Don't look behind you, you'll surely die of fright. If we're lucky, we'll make it through the night. Maybe we'll uncover all the things that can be. Welcome to another year of Wicked Day.
Hey, what is up, my fellow weirdos? Happy Tuesday to you. And I hope you're having a really, really fantastic Tuesday. You know,
Yeah.
maybe it's 4 in the morning you're listening to this. Maybe it's,
You can't
11
sleep.
at night. You know, who knows? Either way, hopefully it's going very well for you.
What happened to the butthole?
Oh, he got fucked.
He said, "Get the fuck out of here."
That's right. Fuck off. We're tired of it. All right. We're tired of being controlled by a system of buttholes.
That is true.
That's very true. Oh, shit.
Man.
So, my name is Chris, and with me, as always, is that guy that used to beat the little kids in Indiana Jones, Chuck.
Yeah, theme music this time. You hate that music,
I
bro.
fucking hate that. I need to take it off there.
What was his name? Short Round?
Yep. you were the big guy with the whip. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, man, it's really tough to wrangle kids. Sometimes you got to pull out the whip. Got a whole classroom full of these little assholes.
The fact that we're talking about wrangling kids in a humorous way is very disturbing.
No children were hurt in the making of this episode. It's all for show,
Hell
folks.
yeah.
It's all for show.
We're actors. You know what's in this cup? Whoever wants to pay me.
Yeah, dude. That's too much.
Oh, no, homie.
Oh, so what's been up, man?
Not shit. I've been super fucking busy. Like
I
today,
heard.
we're gonna record. Okay, so today we're gonna record.
Yeah.
Then I have a project I'm working on for work. Then I have 2 of my summer classes are starting, and then
Yeah.
I have a heart doctor, and then I have a ultrasound.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm supposed to take my daughter to therapy in the middle of all of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. At
Busy
least-
day.
Yeah, at
Busy
least
day.
I'm not that busy.
Busy day.
I'm just taking care of plants. My zucchinis are dying.
Aw. Oh, you all right?
Yeah, I have 2 that are living, but 3 that are dying.
Tell me you did like the old ancient Native American commercial where he's sitting there watching a highway and one teardrop comes down.
Yeah. I go out to water my plants and I see the dying zucchinis. I'm like,
So did I tell you what happened in the studio the other day?
I think you told me, but let's
Yeah.
tell the listeners, yeah.
So, okay, so I don't know if you can see it in the background. Oh, yeah, you kind of can in the
Kinda
background
can
of
over
Chuck
here,
over here,
yeah.
yeah. So, I'm sitting down here. It's pretty late at night. I think, God, it was probably, I don't know, 1, 2 in the morning or something. No, it was a little earlier than that, maybe around 11.
All right.
But anyway, I'm sitting down here and I'm working on some stuff, typing away, whatever. And out of nowhere, that little banjo, I hear clink, clink.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
like-
even know what you would call that thing.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck was that? So I get up and I'm looking around, maybe something fell. And then I pluck one of the strings and I'm like, plank, and it rings out, pling. And I'm like, that's the sound I heard. Only it went pling, pling.
As if it was muted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Somebody's palm muting over there. Bang, 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 bang,
Right,
bang.
right. So, me being me, naturally, I was like, really, Ghost? That's all you got, you fucking pussy. That's all you got. You're going to go plank, plank, and then you're going to disappear like a little fucking coward. Okay.
Trying to play the intro to Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Dude, I would love for that to happen. All of a sudden, it just starts going crazy. Or run to the hills.
And then you'd be running.
No, I would fucking be like, dollar bills, y'all.
He'd pull out the electric guitar and play along.
Fuck yeah, it's right there. Shit, why not?
Yeah, dude. That's nice, man. Hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, I guess we got some weirdness out of the way already. You want to go ahead and get weirder?
Yeah, because I don't have anything much to talk about from my personal life.
You sure you don't want to go on about your
your
zucchini?
garden? And yeah, my tomatoes are looking good.
Well, in that case, let's get weird. I don't think I've ever read a story about curses that I didn't immediately come up with legitimate answers for.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
it just doesn't happen, you know? So as I was sitting here doing research, I stumbled upon a place that those that believe swear will make a believer out of anyone. With this being said, I knew that I had to check it out. It's a place in Oman that is supposedly known for black magic, curses, demonic spirits, and our not so friendly friends, the Djinn. It's like lions and tigers and bears, oh my, but only for like evil shit, you know?
Yeah.
As is the case with most things in the Middle East, there are some amazing ancient sites and artifacts and all that shit that we can look into, but unfortunately, those are said to have also be haunted. So, it just, man, damn it, fucked up my whole itinerary, for my vacation I was planning, but I guess we'll just have to have you weirdos join us as we check out all of the Djinn in the cursed city of Bala. Now, to get things started, we visited a site called Tripodo, I'm not sure which.com. They wrote, quote, Bala Oman is called Matana Asara, the city of magic. Till date, a mysterious aura surrounds the walled city, perhaps a sign that magic is still practiced somewhere deep in the country's heartland. Talking about the fort, it is believed to be the epicenter of the Omani paranormal activity, home to several tales of magic, myths, and beliefs. Roaming around, you can hear hundreds of different versions of stories, each being told with vivid visualizations. Say that. I mean, that's
vivid visualizations. You gotta slow it down.
I hate you.
Vivisection.
And character. We already moved on past it. Like I'm like on the next page. And characters as if each one of them are true. And fun fact, maybe they are. Who knows? Yeah, right?
Yeah, they might just be true.
They go on and give us some of their favorites. They say, quote, almost 1,400 years ago, a man was stoned to death by the villagers of Bala for practicing wizardry. And it's not what Chuck thinks it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Aww.
They threw rocks at him till he died.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I thought they were just going to get him like so high.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Damn.
I know. You can't OD on weed, bro.
Well, you can't OD, but you could die from smoke inhalation.
I guess. Like, they just put him in a room and just smoke him out.
Pump weed smoke in until there's
oxygen.
you have a house made of weed and you just set it on fire, die of smoke inhalation.
But not to go in vain, he did get his redemption. The same man now has delayed the fort restoration as an unseen force or entity.
Ooh, nice. He's
Yeah.
slowing it down.
That's
He's like,
right.
fuck you guys.
That's
I
right.
still live here.
Well, and it's like, the stones erected in mortar plaster during the day, they come unraveled in the night. And then they're replaced by ruins in the morning. Often, those who die by violence here are said to become Djinn and haunt their place of death. One of them was a woman who is said to have built the fort's walls in one night alone. She was forced to do this.
Huh.
Impossible.
So yeah.
We know that.
But that's just
Myths, legends, come on.
It's kind of like
bear
those
with
stories
us.
where they're like, oh, the demon possessed the nun and she wrote this book in a night.
Yeah, 9,000 pages with artistry and everything,
Yeah.
and bound in goat's leather.
She didn't even have a goat in her room.
Right. And yet somehow she sunned it, tanned it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. It's so crazy when they try to tell you that something was done in a night.
Oh, I know, dude. Yeah. There's a tree growing in the citadel that would bring in untimely death to anyone who touched it because a sorcerer had cast a spell on it. The legend goes that if you were not from Bala and touched the tree, you would be doomed to great misfortune and an untimely death. And then there are like many more. Like these stories go on and on and on as you like search through the city itself.
Right.
Just like going around talking to the residents like I did.
But like, wow, I just saw you yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
Man, that was a quick trip.
Whew,
Dude, although I did want to,
time grease helps me slip through
okay,
wormholes.
I did leave a canister of it. See, I got it over here in this can of Prince Albert. See,
I got
one.
my own,
See?
buddy. Yep.
This is what we store the time grease in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, like, do you have Prince Albert in a can? We do.
So I wanted to throw it back and say, what is a timely death? Like you said, untimely death. So,
So a timely death, as far as
Growing
I can
old
tell, is like, yeah, living a full life,
All right,
basically.
yeah.
Which back then was, I mean, the ripe age of like 8.
oh my God, you're 12?
Wow,
You don't have any children yet?
you old hag.
What
You're
are
a
you
witch.
doing?
You're a witch. She turned me into a newt. I got better.
You lived to 20. You're definitely practicing black magic.
right. No shit. So certainly there are speculations over these narratives and oral tales infamous in the region, but who knows what might be the truth. Next, we got some good stuff that we found on arabweekly.com. You want to take this, buddy?
Sure. From Arab Weekly, it says, quote, Bala Oman, it is called Madin al-Sir, the city of magic.
Yeah, we covered that.
Well, yeah, we did, but this is
I'm
going
just kidding.
again.
I'm kidding.
Yes, you covered that.
I was
but
waiting to give you shit about it.
this site just kind of reiterates that.
Chuck, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Chuck gets pretty whiny whenever I contradict him on things.
Stop it, man. Stop it.
I'm going to put my pants back on and leave.
You know it. Don't look.
Oh, too late. Lucky for us, they can only see above the desk. They can't see us playing footsies.
I'm gonna put like a hospital gown on. Anyway, let's move on. So, the oldest oasis. It's one of the oldest oasis towns and once the capital of Sultanate. It's
So
home.
the Sultanate would have been like their king.
Okay, yeah, it's home to many myths and legends of magic, a mysterious aura. It's just pretty much the same bullshit.
Right. So skip ahead.
So let's see. Deep in the country's heartland, 200 kilometers southwest of Muscat, that must be where it's located.
Right.
Although people are reluctant to talk about witchcraft and consider it
Now,
a
see,
feature
what I
of the past.
found, like plenty of people would.
Right.
This one, people are like, nah.
No, they say that it's a old thing. It's something that we
leave it
left in
alone,
the
basically.
past. Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yep. So Bala is known as the birthplace of the Djinn or black magic, a reputation that predates Islam.
Which Islam, if I'm not mistaken, didn't start until like the 600s.
I do believe it was somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's what you told me yesterday.
Yeah, it was
Or
somewhere
whenever
around.
we recorded last.
It was somewhere around the 600s, somewhere between 500 and 700. I do believe for sure.
Well, they had to have time to take Christianity, warp it, and make their own religion.
Change it, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, let's see. No, there is no black magic here, residents insist, but legends about Bala's magical past include tales of people being turned into cows or goats, haunted by spirits or vanishing when they stood in cursed places, or leaned against certain fence posts. So I guess you just
not only
lean-
is the tree fucking cursed, the fence posts are.
you're just going to lean against the post and talk to your neighbor, and then
Hey, what's up, Billy? Son of a
gone.
bitch.
Lost another one.
I did find that kind of interesting, though.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's just different, you know? Yeah, but again, like all those legends and all those myths and all that shit, like majority of the city like residents, they deny all that shit.
Yeah, they
Like
just
seriously, they're
I
like,
guess
nah,
they're kind of spooked by it, and they just want to like
leave
put
it
it
in the
behind
past.
the closed doors.
Yeah, yep. Forget
Yep.
all about it. Yep.
So from Marco Margaritoff's article, Margaritoff.
Right.
Yeah, those are delicious.
Yeah, those are the ones without alcohol.
Well, they're still delicious.
It's not a margarita, it's a margarita off.
Yeah, well, you could just add your own alcohol.
Wow, Chuck would.
You just sneak. You could sneak the alcohol in, right? And then you order.
Can we just move on? Chuck's going to be drunk by the time he's done discussing this.
All right, from the
Hey,
article.
sneak your alcohol in your mouth.
From the article on allthat'sinteresting.com, we get this gem. Quote, while the concept of Djinn might seem unfamiliar at first, these legendary creatures have actually been introduced to the world at large through the genie in Disney's Aladdin. But despite the movie's depiction, these shape-shifting spirits aren't traditionally seen as friendly.
Right.
known as Djinn and Djinn. That's Djinn without a D at the beginning and Djinn with a D at the beginning.
Right.
For
And
those of you who are
honestly,
just
when you do
listening.
the research, it goes, it's back and forth. Some people, it's Jinn. Some people it's DJINN.
Right.
And of course, everybody's the other's wrong.
Of course, everybody wants to tell the other
Right.
person's wrong. So the fabled genies described in the pre-Islamic mythology of Arabia can appear as everything from snakes to scorpions to humans. Although these spirits are neither inherently good nor bad, some alleged sightings over the years have been nothing short of terrifying.
Ooh. Are we going to hear about some?
Yeah, we'll hear about some. We got a whole episode of them to do.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that we were doing an episode. My bad.
From their
Whoops-a-doo.
Whoopsie. From their ancient beginnings.
Wait a minute. Say that again?
Whoopsie.
Dude, we're making that a button.
We should, yeah. From their ancient beginnings to their representation in modern pop culture, Djinn have maintained a significant foothold throughout history. He goes on to ask the real question, what is a Djinn?
And I love it.
Yep. It's unclear exactly
motherfucker! So what is a Djinn? I have no idea.
I really don't know.
Fuck you.
I will try to explain it here.
Dude, don't you feel bad for Gus now that we're starting to get new buttons and stuff and poor guy wasted away?
Yeah, he's all skin and bones now.
Chin up, buddy.
I don't know why he needs those tissues, but I guess the listeners can't see that. But he's got some paper towels in his lap.
Crying.
Oh, for crying. Yeah,
Duh.
that's it.
Jeez.
So
Wow.
it's unclear exactly when the specific concept of Djinn first emerged, but we do know that the spirits have served as a source of inspiration and fear in the Arab world long before the 7th century introduction of Islam.
Okay, so you
So
were
we
right.
were right.
600s. Yeah.
7th century, yep.
Yeah, 600s. Good job, buddy.
Cool. I knew my history. And they obviously
And
retain
now he knows nothing
significant
else.
influence to this day. That's the only thing I know is when Islam
Well, no, it's
started.
like when he gets something right, all of a sudden everything else just flees. It's like, nope, that's
Scatter.
your one for the week. We're all gonna hide now.
all the little knowledge creatures are running away.
Knowledge creatures. See, I told you all the knowledge leaves, all the knowledge creatures. You mean all the ideas and thoughts?
No, it's like a room up there.
Like, dude's got fucking knowledge lice.
They're inside though. They're inside.
They're internal. I have internal knowledge lice. Leave me alone. I will curse you with one of these things that I'm not exactly sure what
Hold
it looks like.
They're gathering in my headphones. I gotta dump them out. All right, so
Oh, they're coming out your nose.
oh my God, hold up.
I told you. You can just call me Chris.
So let's see. They obviously retain significant influence to this day. While jinn are mentioned in the Quran and are thus part of Islam, these spirits are not worshipped in the faith. See, and are thus are not worshipped in this faith. Thought to transcend the boundaries of the physical world, they are said to be made of smokeless fire.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I would like.
I think
some
that's kind of
smokeless
fucking
fire.
pretty cool.
Yeah, but wouldn't it suck if you had smokeless weed? You light it up, it burns, but you can't.
It's called edibles, which I think you ate a couple before you came up here.
I did mix some into my gummy vitamins. Just, I never know if I'm taking vitamins or edibles. That's all.
Never sure what kind of tea I'm drinking. I mix it all together.
I just mix it all
Fuck
up.
those kids. They get what they get.
Can I have some tea? I don't know. Try. We'll
can
find
try.
out later. So pre-Islamic
This tastes like
Arab-
shit, Dad. Here, swap me.
Yeah. All right, so the pre-Islamic Arabs believed that jinn could control the elements and turn plots of land fertile. While this might sound, yeah,
Well, I was going to say that's probably why they technically worshipped him, Because think about it. You're in the middle of the fucking desert.
right.
You're like, hey, I need my crops to grow. So you worship this jinn. You call upon it. You worship it, and it makes your crops grow. Fucking, that's a god, back in those
Right,
days.
yeah, yeah. And you never
Now
know.
we call it irrigation, but, hey.
Irrigation. So while this might sound unnerving, Djinn have also inspired some of the most revered classic Arab poets across history. Poets in pre-Islamic Arabia often said they had a special genie that was their companion. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how they get their inspiration for writing. They got
Right.
a little genie in their ear.
No. Did they say in their ear? I wasn't listening. That was their companion.
Yeah.
Do you keep your companion in your ear? Well, yeah, your wife's usually. Yeah, never
You're
mind.
in my ear right now.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and I am. He is my hetero life mate. So
So let's see. The person who said this, I guess, is Sunali Mubayai, a researcher of Arabic literature.
okay.
Okay, sometimes they would attribute their verses to the Djinn. Some scholars are adamant that human beings can't fully comprehend these spirits,
Which would make sense.
but it's generally agreed among believers that Djinn can interact in their own realm as well as our realm. As such, they can fall in love and even have sexual encounters. It's getting freaky with the genies.
Fuck yeah, with human beings.
Yeah.
What? I'm calling a Djinn tonight.
That sounds like a succubus.
I got a bus for him to suck. It's a mini bus, but a bus. It's like that short yellow bus. It only has like 2 seats, but still, they did. Hey, they did not say what kind of vessel.
Right?
Just saying.
Yeah. So they'll have sex with these humans and shit like that. And as spiritual entities, the Djinn are considered dual-dimensional.
See, that's how I got over there to do my research.
Arabs and the intelligent world of the Djinn, with the ability to live and operate in both manifest and invisible domains. So,
Well, to her point, the Djinn are thought to be like amorphous, and incapable of shape shifting into like
And
humans
go into-
or animals.
right,
You know,
and
so
then they could kind of phase in and out of our reality into their own reality,
Right,
and
right.
That's probably why they live in lamps. They don't really exist in the lamp.
well, that's where they get trapped at.
All right, cool. So
You know,
how do
as
they
as like Muhammad or I'm trying to think of I honestly like Ishtar or Krishna or I'm trying to think of any Middle Eastern god. That's where they would have trapped them, was inside the lamps and then buried them in the sand. you
right?
know?
So like they're not really like all like
No, it's magic.
mangled up inside there.
It's magic.
It's
Ding
like
dong.
magic ding dongs.
That's the next best thing to Chuck's tea.
So let's see. The intelligent world of the Djinn with the ability to live and operate. Yes, we said that.
How about Djinn, eat, drink, and sleep?
Yep. So the Djinn eat, drink, sleep, procreate, and die, said El Zine. This provides them with an eerie advantage in our world.
Does
As-
it? 'Cause
as
it sounds
their-
exactly like one of us.
As their intentions are often malleable, it's no surprise that they haven't always been portrayed to be as pleasant as the wish-granting genie in the Disney film.
I mean, this shit's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
But this feels like a good place for our sponsor break today. So,
All right.
again, remember, you guys can go to and then you can beep bop doo 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 da,
Yeah, and that's where you get the magical ding-dongs.
and you learn how to do your hair into a pompadour. No, go to Weird Candy at buzzsprout.com if you would like to become a supporter of the show. Help us out. $3 a month. I mean, come on. $3 a
can't
month,
hurt.
$5 a month, $8 a month, $10 a month, whatever. It helps us. Basically, it helps us because we have to pay for these services
Yeah.
to make sure that we get out there for you guys to hear us. So, it just helps us out a lot, and it shows a lot of support, and we would really appreciate it.
So please help.
Also, we have today's episode being brought to us by Motherfucking Die. No, I'm just kidding. That must have been a Djinn sneaking in there. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
no shit.
By Buzzsprout. So, again, Buzzsprout is our host site, and we use it, we've been using it since day one.
Yeah.
Basically, we sit here, we write all our silliness and come up with all our jokes, and we sit and ad lib and make fun of this and that and that and this, and then we record it and we throw it up to Buzzsprout, and then Buzzsprout makes sure that it goes everywhere that you can find podcasts.
Yep.
Like anywhere.
And if you want to start your own, just go to the description of our episodes and click the link. Our link will take you straight to the Buzzsprout site where you can set up
Super
your
easy
own
to follow.
podcast. and you'll get some discounts for following our link, and we might get a little something out of it
A
too.
little kickback, yeah. But you just remember, if you really, really want to do this, it's a lot of work, but I know you got it in you, and it's your voice. Be heard with Buzzsprout. All right, let's moving on to this next part, we have for supposed sightings and encounters. We're gonna check out this shit here, right? Okay, because it seems like like the Bala Oman seems to be some kind of like epicenter.
Yeah.
So we're gonna continue with that same article that you were just reading out of, and Marco had this to say: 7th century Islamic prophet Muhammad famously acknowledged the existence of jinn in the Quran as non-material beings who have free will like humans, while Al-Zine believes one can't be Muslim if she doesn't have faith in jinn existence. It's nearly impossible to confirm that all 1.6 billion Muslims in the world share that view. For many of those who do, though, however, jinn are considered part of the unseen or al-ghaib, al-ghaib.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how to say it, dude.
Close enough.
Gabe?
Dude, it's not your son's name. Get out of here.
Gabe.
Faith in the power is so strong that it's not unheard of for people to seek out exorcisms to get rid of them. These rituals often involve reciting the Quran over a person, but they have varied widely over the years. The Arabs of the pre-Islam invented a whole set of exorcism procedures to protect themselves from the evil. To protect themselves from the evil actions of the jinn on their bodies and minds, such as the use of beads, incense, bones, salt, and charms written in Arabic, Hebrew, and Syriac.
So it sounds pretty much like the same thing as an exorcism. Ooh, there was a ding dong. Did you hear that, guys?
Yeah. Pizza's here.
Go get it, Gus.
I swear all he does is sit there nowadays.
I know.
God, he
We
wasn't
shouldn't
very
have-
good at the fucking board. Now look at him.
We shouldn't have got him that haunted wheelchair from the estate sale.
It worked for a while. I'm just saying, hey. Or they would like hang around their like the necks of dead animals, like teeth, such as like a fox or a cat, to frighten the jinn and keep them away.
So they take the teeth out of a dead fox and hang it around the person's neck. And
Yes, to help to help speed things along. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like putting a rosary on a possessed person
100%.
in Catholicism.
100%.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fucking similar all these religions are.
Yeah.
And that's why people are like, mine's right, mine's right, mine's right. It's like, you're all fucking stupid. They're all the same. Anyway, Al-Zine said, while these spirits aren't entirely good or bad, jinn are lower in rank than angels and are oftentimes believed to be capable of human possession. A 2014 study found that the attribution of psychiatric symptoms to jinn is common in some Muslim populations. Jinn have also reportedly appeared in some truly creepy first-hand encounters. One girl claimed a bully at a boarding school nearly choked when her tongue swelled up after she broke another student's necklace. The student in question then began speaking in a male voice, claiming to be a jinn who had traveled from afar.
Ooh, her tongue swelled up so much she almost choked on it, but then she could
No.
speak.
The girl that broke the other girl's necklace, her tongue swelled up. The one that had the necklace broken started speaking.
Oh, then
in
the
that
other
voice.
girl.
Yes.
Okay, I was running the two, and the bully who broke the necklace, swelled the tongue, was also the male speaker. But okay, I got
I
you.
figured that's what you were doing.
Yep.
But no, yeah, claiming, only later did her parents reveal that they bought the jewelry from a shaman specifically to hold in the malevolent spirit. So they had bought this from a shaman to keep their daughter from the jinn inside their daughter from coming out.
Okay, and
That's
then when
fucking
the
weird.
one person broke the necklace, then it
Bam!
came to the surface.
Swollen tongue. That's right.
The last time I had a swollen tongue, it wasn't from anything like that.
And again, like the sightings they're the most rampant in Bala, Oman for
Yeah.
some fucking reason.
Crazy.
Yeah, a remote Arabian outpost. This place is like very. It's not even like it's like the fucking dead center of the area. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's just a little place over there
yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah, and it's the fucking epicenter of this shit. Residents claim to regularly experience jinn amidst the historic Islamic architecture. That is the ones you can get to speak about it, considering most
yeah.
deny its existence altogether or just shut you down the second you mention
Yep.
it.
You just bring up jinn, they just turn around and walk away.
Muhammad al-Hanai, a devout Muslim with postgraduate credentials, has reported seeing a pale woman in rags and hearing her cackle. Another local claimed his siblings displayed personality changes after encountering a spirit. I found my brother some nights muttering against a wall, muttering unintelligible words, he said. They want to tear us apart, said Harib al-Sakoladi. a local exorcist who's claimed to have treated over 5,000 people. Our minds, communities with arguments, disbelief, everything. And all the time the Djinn are still here waiting. This is the burden of Bala. Thanks, Marco. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Yeah, dude. Woo.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot to take in, honestly.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Why does your mind always go to Wiener?
I don't know.
Chuck's been living in Wienerville.
Well, I had a run-in with a Djinn once. It was definitely never mind. Let's move on. Okay.
No, that was Jim.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, from down at the gay club.
I misunderstood. I thought he said Djinn. That's the only reason I took him home.
You were drunk. you're like, God damn, I gotta get a picture.
I brought the Djinn home with me.
Well, it's funny because the picture is like him putting like Crisco on his fist.
Well, you know what was weird? See, it reasserted in my mind that he was, in fact, a Djinn when he was gone the next morning.
And he made his arm disappear.
Okay, so from paranormalscholar.com, we find this bit of information.
All right.
Okay? It's a different description of the Djinn, okay?
Just a bit, though.
Yeah. So Djinn are a class of supernatural.
They're really close.
They're really close to each other, especially when there's like 5 of them in one lamp.
He's touching me again.
It's the lamp shaking and there's like a bunch of voices. Stop it. Get your elbow out of my ass.
Wait, put it back in.
So they're a class of supernatural creatures made of smokeless fire that are mentioned in the Quran and throughout Islamic mythology. Whilst there are benevolent examples to be found, such as the genie of the lamp from the story of Aladdin, Djinn are often portrayed as malevolent, shape-shifting tricksters.
Okay.
These extremely powerful beings are said to have an inclination towards wrongdoing, most especially after many of them follow the evil lead of Iblis, something like that. A Djinn who disobeyed the orders and refused to bow to the superiority of the first man, Adam. The Islamic equivalent of Christianity's Satan, Iblis, supported by his horde of demonic Djinn, vowed to lead humans astray and bring about their downfall.
Bum, bum, bum.
It can be said that this destructive vow can be felt most strongly in a desert town of Oman. Situated in
get out of here.
Situated
Dude, we
in
got to
the
get that
shadow-
window fixed.
I know. We got to call the window people? I don't fucking
Window
know.
World.
Window World?
Yeah, it's a real company here in St. Louis.
Okay, call up Window World.
All right, we'll do.
All right. Situated in the shadow of the vast mountain range, the town of Bala is home of one of the oldest fortresses in the country.
So maybe that's why it's the epicenter.
Yeah. Old wars fought 1,000 years ago or some shit.
Thousands.
Yeah, I don't know when the fort was built, so.
Well, it's ancient.
Yeah. So, anyway. From this medieval stronghold, the Banu Nebhan, the area's dominant tribe, ruled for 3 centuries. It is the town's historic importance as a center of military, religion, and politics that supposedly made it a focus for demonic activity. There you go. That's what you said. There's that ding-dong again. But that's what you said. That's its importance as a fort.
Right.
But that's exactly what they're saying here.
Right. So back in the way back days, this possibly was the center of something.
Right. It's said that powerful people attract powerful Djinn. Stories circulated around town about the frequent appearance of powerful spirits. One local legend even claims that Djinn built the 12-kilometer wall, which encompasses the fort, in a single night.
Instead of that lady.
Yeah, so...
That poor lady.
Yeah.
My back hurts.
Get to work, bitch.
Chuck's out there with the whip. Hadarum, kadarum, hadarum, kadarum.
So better...
Ask your parents.
better the Djinn build it in a single night than that one lady.
Right.
So, yet not all supposed encounters were described as being so compassionate.
Compassionate? Well, I guess they did build the wall for him.
Right. It was whispered that evil Djinn roamed the town, attacking and eating both dogs and humans.
What? Poor dogs.
The poor dogs.
Now, from our favorite site, Wikipedia, we find this. Djinn, also romanized as Djinn or angelicized as genies, are invisible creatures in early pre-Islamic Arabian religious systems and later in Islamic culture and beliefs. Like humans, they are accountable for their deeds. Okay. They are accountable for their deeds, can be either believers or unbelievers, depending on whether they accept God's guidance.
So, in a way, these jinn can
Are
be
human.
kind of
Very human.
But yeah, they're one or the other, which is
Yeah.
why they could be like demonic possessive forces or helpful guiding forces that help and like build walls and shit.
Right. And since jinn are neither innately evil nor innately good, Islam acknowledged spirits from other religions and was able to adapt them during its expansion. Jinn are not a strictly Islamic concept. They may represent several pagan beliefs integrated into Islam. It's my eyes, dude.
Yeah, wake up, drink more of that coffee,
Right.
chug it down.
Or is it
Your paper towel stuck.
Pepsi?
It's water.
Wow. You have to taste it for yourself, though.
Now all the people who are just listening, they're gonna have to. You guys got to go over to the YouTube if you're listening.
I'm telling you, yeah. Check out the YouTube. We got video.
You guys don't even know what Gus looks like. I mean, come on.
Right. No shit.
You don't know about the haunted get fiddle string thing on the wall, whatever the fuck it is.
Made of human skin, it looks like.
It does.
I swear it does.
It's at least goat's ass skin or something.
Right. So the jinn are not strictly Islamic concept. They may represent several pagan beliefs integrated into Islam. To assert a strict monotheism and the Islamic concept of Tawheed, Islam denies all affinities between the jinn and God, thus placing the jinn parallel to humans, also subjected to God's judgment and the afterlife. The Quran condemns the pre-Islamic Arabian practice of worshiping the jinn or seeking protection from them. Although generally invisible, jinn are supposed to be composed of thin and subtle bodies. They can change at will. They favor snake form, but can also choose to appear as scorpions, lizards, or as humans. They may even engage in sexual affairs with humans and produce offspring. If they are injured by someone, they usually seek revenge or possess the assailant's body, refusing to leave it until forced to do so by exorcism. Jinn do not usually meddle in human affairs, preferring to live with their own kind and tribes similar to those of pre-Islamic Arabia. Individual jinn appear on charms and on talismans. They are called upon for protection or magical aid, often under the leadership of a king. Many people who believe in jinn wear amulets to protect themselves against the assaults of jinn, sent out by sorcerers and witches. A commonly held belief maintains that jinn cannot hurt someone who wears something with the name of God, Allah, written upon it. While some Muslim scholars in the past have had ambivalent attitudes towards sorcery, believing that good jinn do not require one to commit sin, most contemporary Muslim scholars associate dealing with jinn with idolatry.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's kind of like the fucking golden calf. If you actually like acknowledge the jinn, you're like not necessarily
it's like a
following
false
the
prophet.
rules. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a false prophet, you know.
Yep.
So continuing on, the exact origins of belief in jinn are not entirely clear. PP.
Yeah.
You were supposed to read that. I forgot. I threw that in there just so you'd read it.
It's not entirely where the jinn are. It's not clear. Their pee-pees aren't clear. So even though the jinn is clear and transparent, its pee-pee isn't.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot. I threw that in there just so Chuck would read it, and then I read it.
Nice.
Whoops-a-doo-doo. Belief in jinn in the pre-Islamic Arab religion is testified not only by the Quran, but also by pre-Islamic literature in the 7th century. Some scholars in the Middle East hold that they originated as malevolent spirits residing in deserts and unclean places, who often took the forms of animals. Others hold that they were originally pagan nature deities, who gradually became marginalized as other deities took greater importance. Since the term jinn seems to be not of Arabic but of Aramaic origin, denoting demonized pagan deities, the jinn probably entered Arabian belief in the late pre-Islamic period. Still, jinn had been worshipped by many Arabs during the pre-Islamic period, though. Unlike gods, jinn were not regarded as immortal. Emily Savage Smith, who asserted that jinn are malevolent in contrast to benevolent gods, doesn't hold this distinction to be absolute, admitting jinn worship in pre-Islamic Arabia. So she doesn't really, I don't know why she just randomly pops in there, but hey.
I don't really she just had to voice her opinion.
Right.
Women.
Oh, send those complaints to realchuckd@gmail.com. My goodness, man. Wow. You know, you made it so far into this episode before you offended somebody.
Well, I tried.
Holy crap.
They know I don't hate them or
Shit.
something. They know
They know I don't hate them or something. It just keeps getting... No, continue, buddy. What did you really mean? This can only get better.
Let me have some of that coffee.
I got you, homie. Oh, my goodness.
I told you the thought creatures are running away.
In the regions north to Hijaz, Palmyra, and Baalbek, the terms genie and Aila were often used interchangeably. Julius Wellhausen likewise states that in pre-Islamic Arabia, it was assumed there were friendly and helpful beings among the jinn. He asserts that the distinction between a god and a genie is the jinn are worshipped in private, while the gods are worshipped in public.
That's the only difference.
Really, so far. Although their mortality ranks them lower than gods, it seems that the veneration of jinn had played more importance in the everyday life of pre-Islamic Arabs than the gods themselves. Because the gods, it's like, God, we really need rain. It hasn't rained in like 97 fucking months.
And then God doesn't listen, but
the jinn, all of a sudden you have crops. So, you know what I'm saying? And that would make sense. To me, it makes actual perfect sense. But according to common Arabian belief, soothsayers, pre-Islamic philosophers, and poets were inspired by the jinn. Their culture and society were analogs to the pre-Islamic Arabian culture, having tribal leaders protecting their allies and avenging murder for any member of their tribe or allies. Although the powers of the jinn exceed those of humans, it is conceivable a man could kill a genie in single combat.
Oh, you're going to fist fight a genie?
Fuck yeah, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Dude, that's on my bucket list.
I got to go find that genie that... the one we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, dude, that's on my bucket list. Oh, you're talking about the one with the pee-pee. Gotcha. Fucking Chuck. Oh, boy. You just see this fist getting lubed up with Crisco. It's a terrible sight, folks. Although... Jinn were thought to shift into different shapes, but were feared especially in their invisible form, since then they could attack without being seen. Duh, that's what that means. Jinn were also feared because they had been thought to be responsible for various diseases and mental illnesses. Julius Wellhausen observed that such spirits were thought to inhabit desolate, dingy, and dark places, and that they were feared. One had to protect oneself from them, but they were not the objects of a true cult. Al-Jahiz credits the pre-Islamic Arabs with believing that the city of Jinn constitutes several tribes and groups, and some natural events were attributed to them, such as storms. They also thought Jinn could protect, marry, kidnap, possess, and kill people. Despite that, they were often feared or they inspired awe. Despite that, because of that.
Right, you think.
Wow.
Dude. But, okay, they could just marry people. Why would they even bother marrying someone? I just don't get it. I mean.
I don't know. Maybe she had really good, Arabian tacos.
Those Arabian tacos.
I mean,
those
come on.
are delicious.
Oh, so fucking delicious. Oh, so delicious. Good God. Oh, they're so fucking delicious. Oh, yeah. So delicious. So delicious. So delicious. Oh, so delicious. Anyway. Moving on. Where were we? So, despite that, they were often feared.
Totally lost in that taco.
Yeah, I did. Despite that, they were often feared or they inspired awe. The jinn were also pictured to have romantic feelings for humans. According to a famous pre-Islamic story, the jinn, Manzir, fell in love with a human woman called Haba, teaching her the arts of healing. Some scholars argue that angels and devils were introduced by the prophet Muhammad to Arabia and did not exist among the jinn. On the other hand, Amir El-Azin argues that angels were known to the pagan Arabs, but the term jinn was used for all kinds of supernatural entities among various religions and cults. Thus, Zoroastrian Christian, which we've talked, I think we've mentioned, we haven't gotten into it too deep, but we've mentioned it before.
We've talked about Zoroastrian somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
Jewish angels and devils were conflated with jinn. Yep.
Yeah, man, the Zoroastrians. Remember, I thought it was like a Zorro riding an asteroid.
See, all rational thought has left his mind, I'm telling you.
Just flying on an asteroid, carving little Z's into planets and shit.
I was thinking, Sultan.
Sultan.
If you know, then you know. Ask your parents.
He's going to do it a million times now. All right, so I actually found some real people talking about their encounters with jinn.
Okay.
From westlaying.com, one time, this is a quote, one time my mother-in-law was sitting in her bed. She looked over and saw a woman sitting in the chair next to her bed with long, pointy fingers and a face with very sharp angles.
Okay.
She's just got like a pointy face.
Not Ric Flair. we know it wasn't Ric Flair. Where was your mom during this period? I'm just kidding.
She was so frustrated and annoyed with the jinns. They see a lot in their house and they're no longer afraid, just really annoyed by them.
Like, are you fucking serious? You're back. Get the fuck out.
Every fucking time I have to clean up after these damn jinn.
Oh, there's Crisco everywhere.
I hate it when I have to clean up after the jinn. That was a different kind of jinn. Never mind. Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
So they're really annoyed by the jinn, so annoyed that she reached out and grabbed the jinn by its wrist. She yelled, "Get out! I'm tired of you! Get out!" It started to try to pull its wrist away and eventually tried to bite her hand because she wouldn't let go.
Wow.
She pulled her hand away before it bit her, and then the jinn vanished.
Okay, so
I guess that was by Sakina Blue, because when I started reading it, I was wondering who wrote this.
Right,
But
right.
here at the end, the name is Sakina Blue.
there you go.
All right, you got a tale?
Yeah, so next up we have a tale from Sashilu. So apparently in Saudi, my aunt lived in a house that was always being visited by a particular jinn who used to annoy her family. Once she was laying in bed at night with her husband when she felt that something was off, and when she left the room, she found her husband watching TV on the couch. When they went back to the bedroom to confront the jinn, it just laughed and went away. Okay, then.
She was being spooned by this thing, and she's like, "Honey, wait, this doesn't seem right. Your wiener's bigger than normal." And then she goes out and sees her real husband just flicking the remote.
I just like
watching
the fact they
TV.
walk in and he goes, "Ha ha!" and disappears. That's my favorite part.
It was me. I'm a jinn.
Fooled you! Poof.
Okay, so here's another one. Miriam3 writes, "My great uncle went to visit his cousins in India. His cousins told him that since it was summertime and they would all sleep in the courtyard together. Woo!
Boy, that's got to be nice.
However, they told him he wasn't allowed to place his bedding in a particular corner because apparently a jinn slept there and strange things happened if anyone disturbs that corner.
Oh, my goodness.
My great uncle said it was nonsense and decided to sleep there anyway. Bad idea, buddy."
Oh, man.
One night, he woke up on the other side of the court. He laughed at first and thought it was his cousins who were pranking him and decided to sleep there again. The idiot.
Pushing the limits.
The following night, the same thing happened. So he left a note next to his pillow saying, "Stop pranking me. I know there is no jinn."
Okay.
That night, he said he was pushed off his bed and his bedding was thrown on the other side. A note was thrown into his lap which said, "I sleep here."
Okay.
And that's not the scary part. The scary part is it wasn't that dark and there was no one there.
Bum, bum, bum. Next up, we have Mohsen telling us there was a man who went to his village masjid to pray Fajr every morning. And so that's basically just the morning prayer. That's the prayer they say at dawn.
Right?
in the Islam faith. The mosque is on a dirt road, and the front door leads directly on into the prayer area. One morning, when he went to pray, he found no one else. He found no one else there, so prayed by himself at the front of the room. While he was praying, he undoubtedly felt a quote presence behind him, as if there were people standing just like right there. Furthermore, he felt as if there were bright light shining around him.
He felt the light. He didn't.
He
see
felt
the light.
he felt like there was a bright light. He's praying. And like, I don't know if you've ever seen how the Muslim prayers go, but it's a lot of like,
they put a
yeah,
thing
to the
down, they get on
ground.
their knees, and
Yes.
then they face like a certain
prayer mats,
direction.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so he feels like there's this, not only people, but he feels like there's this light coming from somewhere.
Okay.
Your eyes are closed, you're praying, you're like, fuck is that light? You know what I mean? After his prayer, he quickly turned around to find that the room was empty, just as he had entered it. That same day, he ran into a friend of his who was like, hey, I saw that there was a huge turnout at Fajr today. I walked by the masjid, and through the front door, I could see rows and rows of men, all dressed in white.
Shit. Huh.
Only he was the only one there.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. I like that. See, I like shit like that. That's pretty cool.
Like, I was there by myself. What are you talking about? You
Right.
saw 1,000 people.
His
in there.
buddy's like, man, that place was packed.
Yeah, dude. Jeez, that's a good one. So from Elimin, sorry guys, I'm gonna butcher your language and your names. Abdel Mahmoud.
So it's Abdel Mahmoud.
You made it.
Abdel Mahmoud.
Okay.
Yeah, the H kind of has a sound.
You got that flimmy throat thing.
Wow.
Sorry, buddy.
Calm down there. Cephalifus.
Cephalifus. All right.
Wait, wasn't that the name of the drunk priest? Cephalicious?
Syphil something? I don't fucking remember his name.
No, Theophisius.
Theophistus?
I don't know. Move on.
All right. So from that person, we get this. When I was little in Sudan, my family had a farm. It was a special place to me. But this farm, wonderful as it was terrifying at night. That might have something to do with the fact that the farm is between the Nile and a graveyard.
Okay, I'm
And
not exactly sure how that works, but
I
sure.
guess
I mean, I don't understand the significance of that being an issue.
both things are spooky. I don't fucking know. You know, the running water and then the bodies. I don't know.
I guess.
And one day, as we were pulling up to the farm, I saw a fire that was the size of a person.
Wow.
That is to say, a fire that was the exact size of a human being. Yeah, you didn't have to say it twice.
Yeah, right.
From far away in the farmhouse, that's where they saw it from. So they saw it far away. They're in
Okay.
the house. They see it way out there. And casually, I watched this fire take a few steps to the left because fire totally takes steps.
And then I jumped to the right. It put its hands on its hips and put its knees inside. It's the pelvic thrust that really drives them insane. Let's do the time warp again.
You done now?
I'm done.
Here, I got something to help you do the time warp.
Oh, I've got plenty. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just keep mine over here then.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, folks, if you want to buy some time grease, hit us up on our Buzzsprout website.
Hell yeah.
Just support us for enough money a month, and we'll send you a little sliver of time grease.
That's right.
A little envelope full, a little plastic baggie.
It's just Vaseline. That's all it is.
All right, so it took the steps to the left, and nothing else caught on fire, and then it vanished. You might say that I had an overactive imagination as a 10-year-old. I would say that you are incorrect, because I remember it incredibly vividly. I told my mom, I told my dad, and one of them casually mentioned that I might have seen a djinn.
See, yeah, I told my mom when I was a kid that I'd built a time machine outside of our fucking government apartments. Yeah, I remember it vividly. Guess what? It was bullshit. Come on.
It's like those kids who built that washing machine spaceship in the woods and then...
Right. Yeah. G. Willow Wilson wrote, when I started writing about Djinn, I would have these very interesting, vivid, imaginary encounters with them. I was about to move to Egypt, and I had this small room in which I had a large desk, too large for the room, and a bed.
You got me picturing a desk that's literally larger than the room. It's a small room.
I'm guessing it's like
goddamn huge
the
desk.
door opens out, and it's like nothing but desk and bed, like nothing else. There's no walkway, nothing, you know. Yeah, so too large for the room and a bed. And in order to get into bed, I had to push the desk chair all the way under the desk because there wasn't enough room for me to get in and out otherwise. So one night I had gone to sleep and I sort of half woke because I thought I had heard somebody clearing their throat or moving or something. And there in my desk chair staring at me was this guy, this man, with long scraggly hair and these extremely intense eyes, and he was just looking. And I sat up in bed and screamed as one might. Naturally, you know how this story ends. There was nothing there, of course. The interesting thing, the reason why this struck me in the way that most dreams I had as a kid did not, was because that chair that I had to push all the way under the desk in order to get into bed had been pulled out and was facing the bed. Spooky.
So move the chair. In a room with no space to move the chair.
Right.
All right, so from Ikran to here, this one goes, 6 years ago, we moved houses, and everything was fine until we stupidly
Gotta love my Folgers.
Ouija board. Folgers. The best part of waking up. Anyway.
Do you enjoy Starbucks? Because I enjoy Starbucks.
We are not sponsored by either of these companies.
But we could be.
Yeah, we're just showing them how they're missing out by not putting money into our show. Yeah.
They are sons of bitches.
They would sell hundreds of more.
Dude, they would sell ones and ones more cups, I swear.
All right, so everything was fine in their new house until they stupidly got out the Ouija board.
Of course.
We asked it some questions, and somehow it came up with a phone number.
Okay.
They said, "What is your name?" It said 8675309.
Jenny. I love it, dude. Nice.
We called the phone number, and I don't remember what the name was, but the name the board gave us matched the person, so we hung up. And then
it matched.
later,
You're supposed to say hello and tell them what happened.
Right. That's not very nice.
Ugh.
Doesn't anybody know their manners anymore?
No.
Jackasses.
Kids these days.
Yeah. So a few days later, my mom heard a voice calling her name from downstairs. She thought it was my dad, so she went downstairs, but it was a white shape. So we called an imam.
Which is basically an elder in the Islam church.
Yeah, yep. So those of you that, it's kind of like your upper crust of, like, if you're in the Catholic Church, you got
an exorcist
cardinals and all these people.
Yeah, and imam is pretty high up. It's like you have an emir and then you have an imam. Like, I mean, like they're the top of the top. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So they thought that this imam had gotten rid of it, but it didn't. It kept happening to all of us. We kept hearing our names coming from downstairs, even though there was no one down there. And so we moved. Just moved again. That's just because it's so easy to just get
I
a new
love all
house
this shit.
and
People are like,
move.
so we bought a new house. I'm like, dude, I can't buy one house, much less another house.
Right. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. Last but not least, we have Zainab Shah sharing this. There's this house in Lahore that belongs to not the whore, Lahore, that belongs to my extended family. All 4 brothers that lived there with their wives and families, all 4 of them died under mysterious circumstances, and they all died very young. So the house is just inhabited by 4 widows and their kids, who are my cousins and who I hung out with growing up. It seemed like time and space just didn't work the same way in this house as they do in the outside world. There was an upstairs section to the house, and my aunt was always telling us not to go up there, but we were kids and just wanted to, have another playing area. So we went up there, and the furniture was all facing in the wrong directions, not set up properly and haphazardly placed. So we rearranged the furniture and set it up so it could be like a lounge, so we could chill. Basically, they're setting themselves up a little fucking hangout,
Right.
Like, hey, our little clubhouse, By the next day, we went up there, and the furniture was set up in the exact same way that it was before we moved it. We asked everyone in the house if they had gone up there and if they had moved the furniture, and no one had done it. So, I mean, in conclusion, the only thing you can really say is that house had some jinns living in there. So that was some good stuff, though, right, buddy?
Yeah,
you
dude,
know,
I'll tell you
gives
what,
us
though.
an idea.
You know what?
It gives us an idea of what like believers think.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure, but it also gave me an idea for a prank, dude. Just like going into somebody's house and moving the furniture every night.
do you know anybody who's Muslim?
No, but we could just move people's furniture. They'll think it's a poltergeist.
That would
or
be
something.
fucking awesome, by the way. I would love that. So I tried to find out like what kind of spells and shit supposedly are used, you know, but instead I found today's trolling the internet.
Ow, trolling.
That's not right.
God, why are there so many trolls?
So we'll start with this comment from Chris. Hey, it wasn't me, guys, I swear.
Oh, yeah, sure, you made
Yeah.
this fucker up.
Wasn't me. Like Shaggy said, you know. Quote, he's an actor. He's not possessed by a djinn. Yeah. Are my thoughts exactly. I just wanted you to read the second name.
Good, thanks. I see it. I'm already looking. I'm trying to make sense of it. So, all right, guys, let's have some fun with this. Hippopotamonstrossequipediliophobia. Hippopotamonstrossequipediliophobia.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah. They wrote, non-believer? During the day, I don't even believe in ghosts. Also, non-believer, but at night, I'm a bit more open-minded.
That's a very common thing. Is,
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people during the day are like, ghost, oh, fucking stupid. At night, they're like, what was that sound?
You'd be
You
sitting
know?
there quietly at night. I remember one night at my house, I was watching some paranormal shit on
Yeah.
TV, and I hear a clatter from the kitchen. I think one of the cats is in there, but
Yeah.
I look, one cat's in the recliner, and the other one's on the next side of the
And you're
couch.
like, yep, not checking that out.
No, I got up to check it out, and a spatula had gotten like 5 feet across the kitchen
Right.
from where we keep them. I'm like, what the fuck was this?
Right.
How?
Well, that's like when the banjo over there plunked. You
Right,
know, it's like
yeah.
I didn't go running like, oh, go. I was just like, okay, what is that?
Weird,
You know,
yeah.
I want to investigate. I want to see what it is. You know, because
Yep.
if I'm not seeing shit, there ain't shit there to see.
yeah.
DSK said, quote, sleep paralysis is an understood natural process, guys. To which Four Worms Brave Percy replied, I know, love the name. Four Worms Brave Percy replied, nothing like an exorcism to clear up the old heebie-jeebies.
You call the priest and you're like, dude, I need an exorcism. I've been seeing all these shadow demon things in my
I
house.
was like, oh, sleep paralysis.
and he's like,
I got you.
And you're like, I don't give a fuck. You're coming over anyway.
No, it's like you call him, you're like, Mr. Priest guy, whatever, I've been having sleep paralysis. I'm on my way.
I'll bring 8 rosaries.
Those all go in your bowl.
Oh, the beads feel real nice.
Coming out.
You got to count the rosary. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
You gotta say a prayer for
That
each
was-
one.
That was awful. That
Dude.
was some blasphemy right
Dude,
there.
dude,
Woo.
dude, that was a shitty joke. Oh, come on. What's a guy got to do to get a rim shot around here?
$50.
Oh. Well, we know Chuck's going price. You guys heard it here.
All right. So Ashley M wrote, at least demons have to be summoned. It sounds like Djinn just show up and mess you up.
That's about right. Yep. Jonathan M33 said, yeah, okay. All right. Some of the shorter ones are my favorites, dude, I swear.
It's just
He's like, yeah, okay.
sure. You got it, buddy. All right. Water Chestnut wrote,
Nice name.
WTF, man? You want them to reveal some new discoveries on Djinn? The latest classified research? Just move on. Damn.
Okay. I guess he doesn't want to hear any more about the Djinn.
I guess he thinks he knows.
What the fuck's he watching the video for?
He knows all there is to know.
Abortion Sparkle Raven said,
Abortion Sparkle Raven.
said the OP should retitle the post "Everything Someone Else Posted Online About Djinn Since 1997," and I spent a lonely Friday night doing some copy and paste. I love it. I fucking love it, dude. That's great. Oh, man. Abortion Sparkle Raven, you're my hero.
All right. The next one is Djinn Fanatic. That's probably some.
That's pretty close.
That's probably some kind of
Or it's like
anime
Zan or something, you know.
It's gotta be something like anime or something. Something that I've never heard of.
Right.
Anyway, they wrote, Djinn also have their own court where they judge other djinns.
I can just see it now. You, sir, are not djinn enough to be a djinn. Guilty.
Guilty. You're out. You're less than human now. You're going to be a...
Earthworm. No, at least make me a snake. Deleted had this to add. Don't take this the wrong way, but have you ever been checked for schizophrenia? Legit question. I'm not trying to be a smart ass, guys.
Yeah, there could be that. Shit, man. All right, so I got the final one here. This one is from Talaras Dorian, 32.
It kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, so they said, shut up already. You're everywhere.
Dude. She might be arguing with the djinn herself, dude.
Right? She's just like, she's got so many djinn around her house that when the video comes up, she's like, get the fuck off my computer.
Shut up. Ah, you're everywhere. You're all over the place.
Even on my computer.
Now, we're not trying to shit on anyone's faith or anything. And if you truly feel it in your entire being, then I actually envy you for that. When I was in all my foster homes and there were so many different religions, each one would try to get me to believe. Like Pentecostal is fucking cray-cray, by the way. But I've never felt anything whatsoever inside that tells me there is more. I've never have, and I wish I did. I can't imagine the freedom of knowing that there's something else out there, you know? Maybe this world would make more sense. I don't know, but I guess not believing has its perks. I get to be a decent human being without the threat of damnation.
Well, yeah, there's that. You don't have to like have eternal punishment. You can just be, you know, like treat people good.
A decent piece.
A decent piece of shit.
Well, dude, the pizza guy rang twice. Jesus Christ, dude, I'm hungry.
All right. Well, it's sitting up there getting cold, man.
Right. Well, remember, guys, an open mind leads to endless possibilities. Join us next time for another piece of Weird Candy.